How y'all doing today? How y'all doing today? It's another beautiful day for me. I hope it's another beautiful day for thee. How y'all been? It's Yin. So today, we're gonna do a little bit of a recap. Oh man, when it comes to scheduling, things have shifted. Okay, for lack of a better term, things have shifted. You might have noticed there was no Zolyin on Sunday. You may have noticed there was no DriveYin on Friday. I posted, I believe, a Zolyin at some point last week, probably Thursday, probably Friday. I can't remember when. This week has been wild, okay? A lot happened, okay? First of all, I just want to apologize for all the lateness. Let's put it this way. I had technical difficulties. I had already recorded a Zolyin and a DriveYin. Those were already done. I lost the recordings in an error. I had made the transfer to my computer, and in the middle of the transfer, some nonsense happened, and the files were corrupted. I tried everything, y'all. I went to 3 different technical professionals. All 3 had let me know it is corrupt, can't do anything about it. It is what it is. So I decided today, of all days, to say, you know what? I'm done. Let's just start from scratch. It's unfortunate because those 2 lost episodes were good. I enjoyed recording them, and I knew they were on point. And I had done them probably a week prior, so I was ahead. Full disclosure, I had made those ahead of time. So, if it doesn't seem fresh, it's because it was, if it had not seemed fresh, if any of the last episodes didn't seem fresh, it's because I did them a little ahead of time. So you'll have to forgive me for that. I like to plan ahead a little bit, and, it is what it is. At least I figured out it was unsavable. At least I went all out and I made sure that there was nothing that could be done as opposed to just throwing away good content. I've never been a fan of throwing away good content, especially when I believe it was top notch. It is what it is once again. So those are gone. No big deal. We're going to move on, move forward, because that's who we are. We don't dwell in the past. We move forward and we do better next time. So want to give you a quick update on the book. Great news. I am doing some finalizing with some research right now. I like to read a lot. I read all sorts of titles. I read all sorts of things. It's just who I am. It's my blood. I don't like to, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't like to read too many mainstream things. The only things I read that's I guess would be considered mainstream is manga. A lot of mainstream manga, because they've perfected I've noticed that mainstream manga has perfected the formulas of content creation. Especially when it comes to storytelling. I think there's something special about that. So I do read that as far as mainstream. When it comes to books, I don't read mainstream books anymore. It's just that I noticed, they're successful, but you want to stand out. So in order to stand out as a writer, the best thing to do is to make sure your content that you're creating is inspired by content that is not already out there. You know what I mean? So that the readers are like, oh, this is completely different from everything else. That's kind of the idealized concept. It's not always going to be reality, and that's okay. The most important thing is you tried. That's the most important thing. So there's that. I had another thing that I'm working on as far as another project is concerned. More about that in the future. I just wanted to pin that note right there. Just wanted to put a quick pin there because I want you guys to know that I'm not just making stories. I'm also making content around my stories. I want you guys to really feel like it's a real world. So hang tight on that. More to come on that in the future. I had another thing that took over my week. I had to cancel my flight. due to the bat cough, the whole bat cough thing. unfortunately, it's a reality that the rest of the year is pretty much a wash. I mean, I had to accept that. Any conferences, any meetings I had that was going to be face-to-face, that's pretty much gone. I'm going to have to live with that. Unfortunately, the flight would not give me my money back. They don't do refunds. I should have known because the airline is one of the airlines that was bankrupt during this whole, I guess it was right before the whole back off almost caught me there. Before the back off, the whole event, before that whole event happened, they were bankrupt or whatever. It was a disaster. But it's such a weird time we live in that it feels like a sci-fi, like we're living in a sci-fi, because every day I wake up and I think, wow, what is going to be different today? I literally went to the doctor and for just my regular checkup thing, just to make sure everything's all good. My fitness is on point, whatever, all that stuff. Turns out, everybody's like wearing basically a hazmat suit. It's just weird. I just don't even know what the whole point is. Anyway, that's a whole thing. It was weird to me. You have to forgive me. It feels unsettling when you live in a world that feels like something you've watched in a movie, like Contagion, for example. Anyways, moving on from that. Don't want to dwell on the negative. I just wanted you guys to know how I'm feeling about that. It's just such a weird aside. I'm working on an email list. Once again, the email provider that I was working with fell through. They didn't pull through. They were missing a lot of features that I wanted. So I'm looking at 2 other guys right now, and I'm in talks with them. More on that in the future. I believe there's one of them is going to be able to pull through. I believe I can make that happen by end of the week. We'll see how that goes. If not this week, but then next week. Another quick aside. The podcast is definitely going to be also off YouTube. I'm going to put I'm going to have like either Libsyn or some other host, and you guys will be able to download the podcast and listen to it. Do me a favor. When it's on iTunes, please hit the 5-star. Give us a 5-star review. Give this podcast a 5-star review. I will have a segment or a separate podcast where I will read every review, react to them. If you want to put a question in there, that's great. Whatever you want to put in there, as long as it's a 5-star review and it's nice. It's a nice review. It's something good. I appreciate that. That goes a lot towards the show. It goes a lot towards this company, this universe that I'm creating. I appreciate that once again. God bless. The blog, on an update on the blog is currently undergoing construction. It'll be up by the end of the week. So that's good. I'm very happy about that. I pulled through with that. There was a couple of hiccups, but we're going to make that happen. Once again, I said this before in the past. I'll say it again. This is the last DriveYin before I make some changes, or rather next DriveYin. Sorry. There's one more DriveYin before I make changes. This is DriveYin, I believe, number 9. So DriveYin number 10 will be the last DriveYin before I make changes forever when it comes to this whole podcast and everything. So please be on the lookout for the new changes and bear with me. I'm making this, the most convenient consumable podcast out there, and also as well something for you to enjoy, being motivated, being uplifted every day. You guys out here, go create something cool. Okay. I want you guys to go out there and make something. If you're a writer, go write something awesome that you want to do. If you're an artist, go make something awesome that you want to do. If you're not, that's great. Go do something that you feel like doing. Get those creative juices flowing. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. You guys are beautiful. Stay great. Have a wonderful day. God bless and have a marvelous week. Okay? See you next week.